Monday morning dawned with an unusual sight at the Magistrate's court. A score of police officers on guard and barricades around the front steps of the building and at the entrance to Treasury Lane in anticipation of the arraignment of 21-year-old Everal Martinez. An angry crowd of protesters, including members of Allyssa Nunez's family, stood across Regent Street at the Battlefield Park awaiting Martinez's arrival. And around 11:30, under a hailstorm of threats and imprecations, Martinez, represented by Oscar Salgado, was led into the courtroom of Senior Magistrate Aretha Ford to be read 4 charges.
This morning, Everal Martinez was arraigned before the Honorable Senior Magistrate with 4 charges. 2 counts of attempt rape. Attempt rape of a child. 2 counts of attempt. I'm saying it, I'm repeating it, attempt rape of a child. There was no rape of any child, it was an attempt, alleged. And 2 counts of attempt assault of a child. Again, it is an attempt assault of a child. These were indictable offenses, and so my client was not made to plea. However, I am saying it categorically that I have taken instructions from my client, and he did not commit these offenses or these atrocities against that child. Moreover, I am informed by the learned Madam DPP that there is another charge to be laid against my client, a more serious charge, which I think emanated from the death of the child. But that will come in the future.
The future could be as early as Tuesday, according to Director of Public Prosecutions, Cyril Vidal. It depends on the result of the upcoming post-mortem examination on Allyssa. But she loosed a shot across the bow of her police partners in addressing the substance of today's protest, and especially the calls for justice by the maddened crowd.
I find that a lot of times what transpires during the course of an investigation and then what later happens in the court is only looked at in terms of the performance of the prosecution and not in terms of what has happened during an investigation. And I want to say that a prosecution is only as good as the investigation. So when we are out here and we're clamoring for justice and we're asking for an investigation and particular charges to be laid, we also have to be putting the pressure where the pressure is due. Not just on the prosecution, but on the police to do a proper investigation.
The DPP indicated that for various reasons, and because the charges are indictable and to be tried at the Supreme Court, Martinez was not set free.
We had, of course, intended to object to bail because of the seriousness of the offense, the likely sentence to be imposed, and the publicity that this had garnered, which all go towards suggesting that he may not later on have submitted himself willingly to the jurisdiction of the court. But we were actually informed before court sat by the attorney for the defense that he would not have been making any application for bail because he had understood that the victim had passed away and he anticipated that a more serious charge would be levied subsequently.
Salgado confirmed as much, though he reserved the right to file for bail if the new charge is less than murder. He devoted much of his press interview to reasserting the right of his client to be presumed innocent and making sure that demonstrators know he has the right to a fair trial and to be treated fairly despite the monstrousness of the charges.
And contrary to what social media has been saying, a child has been raped, a child has been carnally node front way and back way and all this foolishness, none of that has happened. There is an attempt on these things, and it is an allegation made by the Crown. Until that allegation is proven, my client is innocent, and he must be given that opportunity to be innocent and to remain innocent until he is found guilty or otherwise. So that in Belize, this thing about demonstration and so that I'm seeing happening, it is good because a crime like this cannot be tolerated at any level in society. But at the same time, we want to make sure that we have the right person arrested and charged. So it is no good right now, the public heralding death for Everal Martinez, when in fact he is an innocent person, and the wrong person could be in jail while a guilty person walks the street. So I am saying until the man is given a fair trial by an independent and impartial court, let us treat him as an accused person, merely as a suspect person, because that is what he is, a suspect in an alleged offense.
Aaron Humes reporting for News 5.